why you should read Women of Courage. The book will inspire you to begin your life again. Read how females took courage to live exemplary lives, even though most were from humble backgrounds. The books teach the importance of courage in achieving the great things of life. The books motivate you to look beyond those things you think you couldn't do. The books give you the insight into your innate abilities that your fears have suppressed. There is no greater feeling than creating a new you. Do you really want to know why you should purchase the series Women of Courage? You should purchase the series because you will learn something. You will learn something that will save your life. You will learn something that will help you with your family. You will learn something that will help you at work. Think of it this way. What if you could turn your life around by reading a book? Would you read it? What if you could be the woman you imagine yourself to be? Would you try to be that woman? This becomes possible. When you read this series, Women of Courage. The book serves as inspiration, guidance, motivation, and most of all, as a blueprint for the incredible potential that women have if they want to become doctors, police officers, politicians, authors, firemen, or the chief of your tribe. How about this? Are you trying to decide who you want to be? Maybe Women of Courage can help. Have you considered the life of Bette Davis? She was an American actress. What about Gail A. Cobb? She wanted to be a police officer. How about Martha Lane Collins? Do you know her? She is an American politician who was elected governor of the state of Kentucky. She is the first woman and only woman to date to hold that position. Before you make your final decision as to who you want to be, maybe you should read the series Women of Courage. Women of Courage describes the lives of more than 700 successful women. The books will be a great help to you in deciding who you want to be. Here are a few more questions for you. Are you ready to transform your life? Are you ready to take the important step towards realizing your dreams? Are you ready to take control of your life? Are you ready to join the thousands of women managing their lives for the better? After reading the series Women of Courage, maybe you should purchase the series Women of Courage today and become the woman you've always wanted to be. Let us take another point of view. Are you downcast emotionally and psychologically broken? Do you still find it difficult realizing your deepest life aspiration and fulfilling your dreams of ever becoming that courageous woman you've wanted? Have you ever been treated as lesser being to a man? Do you still wonder why so many women have been abandoned of greater leadership positions even after their immense contribution? Of a truth, there is no joke that has become so rampant in our civilized world of today. Now is the time to change this great inhumanity with the book title Women of Courage Part 2. No matter your age, status, and color, you can never be deterred to live a self-fulfilled and productive life, breaking every barrier to exceed all expectations. Proving to the world that we are full of strength and boldness. Avoiding mistakes that most women make. Teaches you the right education and job to undertake regardless of age to compete with the male folks. Don't you think this is possible? Of course it is. In Women of Courage, you will learn that day is now. Women of Courage said all the days that you promised yourself change. That day is now. The day that you are going to ride a horse. That day is now. That's right. That day is now. The day that you are going to learn to play the piano. That day is now. That's right. That day is now. The day you learn to fly an airplane. That day is now. That's right. That day is now. The day you learn to play a guitar. That day is now. That's right. That day is now. The day you are going to take a helicopter ride. That day is now. The day you are going mountain climbing. That day is now. That day is now. The day to take control of your life. That day is now. That day is now. The day you climb that mountain, that day is now. The day you learn to ski, that day is now. Keep repeating this phrase to yourself. That day is now. Put a note on your refrigerator. That day is now. Put a note in your car. That day is now. Put a note on your mirror. That day is now. Now, walk into your future with change on your lips.
We live in a society that has created an impression that a woman is limited in what she can do. The society lets you see yourself as a weaker human who should not aspire to greater things. Most of us grew up with that mentality and thus turned out to be unambitious. Good news is there are lots of women out there just like you who have turned their lives around dramatically. There's one underlying factor common to all these women: courage. They were courageous in the face of societal intimidation. They were courageous enough to move against societal norms that were unacceptable to them. They were courageous when it mattered most, thus writing their names in the sands of time. Reading the series Women of Courage is a good place to learn about the significant role courage plays in achieving great things in life.
Oftentimes, fear is defined as fantasized experiences appearing real. We all fear something. It could be doing what's never been done, or being scared for no just cause. These fears hold us down and create a fantasized, albeit unreal, experience. If you must move ahead in life, you must stand up to your fear. If you must be successful, you must pull through the unreal experiences that fear has created in you. And trust me, you need a good dose of courage to do exactly that. With courage, there's no stopping you. How can you summon the courage to face your fears? As a woman, you're amazing and you have great capabilities. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. How then can you maximize these great capabilities? As you'll find out in the series Women of Courage, the women we wrote about succeeded against all odds simply by standing up for themselves. Just like them, you can make your life count too.
Every year, thousands of books are written on how to achieve our dreams, how to live a happier life, or make a lot of money. Yet, the number of people living unhappy lives keeps going up. People living a life of uncertainty, a life of despair. What could be the problem? Were the books lying about these promises, or were people not practicing what they read? You see, the truth is that most times we know exactly what we want out of life, and we often know how to get there. So what is the missing link? It's the courage to take that first step, to go from where we are right now to the life of freedom and fulfillment we so much desire. We must first leave our comfort zone, and it takes courage to make that move. And that is exactly where all those books failed. They tell you what you should do, but can't get you to take that first step. A wise man once said, "Without courage, you can't leave your comfort zone. If you don't leave your comfort zone, you can't grow. If you can't grow, you can't be your best. And if you can't be your best, you can't be happy." The day that you actually ski, that day is now. Keep repeating this phrase to yourself. That day is now. The day you learn to ride a horse, that day is now. When you learn to fly a plane, that day is now. The day you lose weight, that day is now. The day you return to school, that day is now. The day you learn to be a pastry chef, that day is now. You have 13 days to make a difference in your life. What are you going to do? In Women of Courage, you learn it's not too late to try something new, to seek your dream. In Women of Courage, you will learn you can win. Success is at hand. This is the day you fly the plane. This is the day you ride a horse. This is the day you take that helicopter ride. This is the day you go mountain climbing. This is the day you learn to ski. This is the day. That day is right now. Yes, that day is right now. This is the day you stop smoking because you're worried your husband is going to leave you. This is the day you stop worrying about being fired and go register at the university. This is the day you stop drinking in your car during your lunch hour. And you quietly leave your hateful husband and the state without telling anyone. This is the day. Act now and change your life. Women of Courage says, let no man or woman tell you that you will never be a nurse. You are wasting your time and money. Besides, the job is too hard with bad hours. No hospital will ever hire you. That you will never be a judge. That you will never command a starship. Because these people don't know any better. They are speaking from the disaster they made of their lives. They believe you can't do any better with your life than they did with their life. In Women of Courage, you will learn when we work together, we win. In Women of Courage, you will learn if your dreams never came to anything, it's time to revive them. It's time to take a trip to Seattle. In Women of Courage, you will learn women have been called queens for a long time, but the kingdom given them is not worth ruling. Louisa May Alcott. In Women of Courage, you will learn that Betty Davis was born Ruth Elizabeth Davis. She became Betty Davis once she made up her mind that she was going to be a Hollywood star. This and more you can find out in the book of Women of Courage. Don't be discouraged. Yes, you can live a life you want to and be the person you want to. Be a goal-getter. Take this bold step to order and purchase these life-changing books so as to learn the detail of the struggles and limitations women faced before becoming the icons they are today. Then you can avoid mistakes too. I'm going to be honest with you here. There's only one inspirational book which has encouraged me not to be fearful as a woman, but to take a bold but little step to changing my low self-esteem and total life situation positively, so quickly and greatly. My little secret has been the books titled Women of Courage. This book has been so amazing and knowledge-packed. Before now, there hasn't really been a right, perfect time to do the right or perfect thing. Most often than not, I've continued to wait for the right time to have things done, but it always never comes. Not until I got hold of the books, Women of Courage. To gain knowledge and becoming a woman of purpose. Only then I was able to create the perfect and right time to grab every opportunity that confronted me. I created and took advantage of every opportunity where people saw as limitations. Thanks to the story of many courageous and determined women of history. Interesting, isn't it? The success story of many women who read the book convinced me. Here I am, more refined, courageous, and living the kind of life I have always hoped for. You too can become the woman of courage and purpose everyone would admire, just like me.
Anything that you want in this life can be obtained. You just need to believe. Believe in yourself. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are resilient. You are what we call the women of courage. And your time is now. There are no victims in this life. So I'm asking you, are you ready to make a change? Are you ready to fight for what you want? Are you ready to fight for your dreams? If you are, it starts now. This is the Women of Courage.
Why must I recommend the book series to you? Women of Courage are books of women for women and by a woman. The first book inspires you through the successful lives of other women, women who perhaps were in a worse situation than you. The second book gives you insight into gender equality. It endows you with the knowledge to understand you need education, you need a job, and there's never a career limit for you. Its last book, The Workbook, tells you exactly how you can work out your way from the place where you are to the place where you belong. Maybe the society has convinced you you've acquired your maximum. I tell you, there's more than you think for you out there. Spend a few dollars on this book series. Unlock your box of gold in life. For the prices and detailed information about the books, go to touchedbythelight.us/the-women-of-courage-books and get your copies. Women of Courage. When we work together, we win.
Are you sick and tired of being you? Do you want another life, a second chance? Then it's time to change. It's time for you to find out who you are. It's time for you to stand up for yourself. It's time for you to think for yourself. It's time to rid your mind of poisonous beliefs like women should only be seen and not heard. It's time for you to learn how other women accomplished their goals. For more information regarding Women of Courage and to be among the countless women learning to manage the challenges, limitations, and rejections of life, go to https://touchedbythelight.us.
If you have reached a point where you are stuck, having a sense of tiredness, coming from seeing all of your dreams and visions of success get obscured with the lack of experience, guidance, and knowledge necessary for success, learning from Women of Courage may be the most important thing you've read this year. Living a passionate life in a hectic and busy 21st century is getting increasingly harder. Women of Courage series will provide you with all the inspiration, courage, and role model you need to get inspired and take your life in your hands and start living as bravely, as passionate as you deserve. Most aspiring individuals end up missing a huge amount of opportunities due to the lack of training and tools that would allow you to overcome psychological barriers, limiting beliefs, fears, and lack of creativity that you could potentially face during your journey as a successful woman. This lack of proper guidance manifests itself in lowered performance and productivity and failure to unleash your full potential and show the world what you can truly do. If you lack the attitude and psychology, proper resources, or vision to make your dreams a reality, combined with dissatisfaction with the execution of your plans, but you remain firmly dedicated to making your ambitions a reality, you will certainly derive the most benefit from the incredible Women of Courage series. If you are serious about taking your life to a whole new level and enjoying the privileges of creativity, fearlessness, and success that all the brave women who have changed the world are equipped with, you are in the right place. Don't leave your future to chance. Get a new sense of strength, inspiration, and courage with Women of Courage series. You'll be so glad you did. Guaranteed. Achieve what you're after. We thank you for watching our struggle for survival. We hope this brief synopsis of women trying to become productive members of society by joining the workforce will inspire you to go further with your life. Remember, women and children make up the largest part of the most vulnerable people in society. Even with industrialization, globalization, and the new knowledge economy, women's position in society leaves much to be desired. The vast majority of women are still uneducated. Millions and millions of children are still living in poverty. Society has ensnared women into playing second fiddle. Society has taught women to settle for whatever life has to offer. Society says, stop dreaming, be practical. Happiness is an illusion, but it doesn't have to be that way. One can realize their dreams and be happy. Misty Danielle Copeland did not accept a letter telling her at age 13 she could never be a ballerina. In 2015, Miss Copeland became the first African-American woman to be promoted to principal ballerina in ABT's 75-year history. You can change the scenarios with you playing the starring role. Now is time for a change. Read Women of Courage and get inspired. The series Women of Courage seeks to tell the stories of strong women who have persevered, even when those threatened by a woman's strength have stood in the way. The series is for all women, to help more of us stand up and say, it's about time. Ask yourself this question: what can't women do? If you falter in answering the question, you need to read the series Women of Courage. Get your copy today at https://touchedbythelight.us.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation. Every now and then we must remind ourselves of those that have gone before us, lest we forget the ground we stand on was built by the lives of other courageous women. We wanted you to see the women that fought unimaginable battles while standing alone. We wanted you to see the paths blazed by women who gave their lives to be themselves. The only reason why women are able to attend university today is because women fought for this right yesterday. The only reason why there are female police officers today is because women fought for this right yesterday. Remember, women were left behind for centuries. Our intellect was dismissed. Women had to fight and fight and fight for recognition. Some women fought their entire lives. They risked it all. Millions and millions of women spent countless nights writing letters, making signs, petitioning the courts, walking picket lines, and being beaten by family members. These women were rebuked by their fathers and husbands and disciplined physically. Some spent nights in jail. Many were spat upon. Yet these women persevered. They did any and everything they could think to do just to be free to express themselves. Now we ask that you purchase the series Women of Courage on our website, touchedbythelight.us. This knowledge will enhance your life. A portion of the purchase price will go towards programs for women and children. We ask that you share this knowledge with your young children and encourage women to purchase the series. It's important that we never forget that women contributed equally to the success of mankind.